Y&R spoilers. Claire's drunken Ferrari crash disaster. The Young and the Restless spoiler suggests that Claire Newman's, Haley Aaron, drinking binge with Holden Novak, Nathan Owens, could have devastating consequences. Will Claire decide she's sober enough to drive home only to crash her grandmother Nikki Newman's, Melody Thomas Scott, Ferrari, causing lots of Newman drama? Claire Newman is not handling this well. Claire is really having a hard time handling Kyle Newman, Michael Mueller, and Audra Charles, Zuleika Silver, drama that has been going on for years. Kyle was in a relationship with Audra when he and her cousin split up, long before Claire started dating him. Now Kyle is lying to her about his interactions with Audra, which doesn't help Kyle's mission at all. The fact that Kyle suggested they get married after he had just admitting to lying to her about what happened in Nice infuriated Claire. Unfortunately, Claire chose to have a few drinks with Holden. It seems that Claire is trying to see how many Vespers she can drink, as if Nikki's alcohol addiction hasn't taught her anything. One drunken night could lead to another. Any time Claire is with Holden, she tends to drink Vespers, and she doesn't seem to be willing to cut ties. Now that Holden has agreed to help get Audra out of their lives, Claire will likely be spending even more time with Holden, which could lead to her drinking more, and it could certainly become a habit for Claire, especially if she stays mad at Kyle for long. Claire may begin to lean on alcohol to get her through the hurt feelings over Kyle and his lies. Claire fought her family for Kyle, and finally got through to Victor Newman, Eric Braden, for him. And now Claire wonders if Victor was right all along. Could Nikki allow Claire to drive her Ferrari for an errand and perhaps wreck it in a drunken haze? Nikki Newman Ferrari is mentioned too much. Nikki's Ferrari has been mentioned off and on a lot since Victor gave it to her. Several people in the family have asked to take her car for a drive. Now that Nikki is moving Claire up in the company, she may trust Claire to take the car for a drive, only to have Claire get drunk and wreck the Ferrari, destroying it and Nikki's favorite birthday surprise? Claire may not have to be driving the Ferrari to wreck it. Imagine what would happen if Claire were to drive her car home drunk and perhaps crash into Nikki while she is driving the Ferrari herself. Could Claire put both her and Nikki's life on the line by causing a life-changing accident thanks to an addiction she could have done without? The Young and the Restless has never been short on jaw-dropping moments, but whispers from Genoa City suggest that Claire Grace may soon take center stage in one of the most shocking storylines of the year. After months of carefully rebuilding her life, gaining the trust of her Newman relatives, and even finding moments of genuine peace, the cracks beneath her polished surface may be about to shatter spectacularly. According to insiders, a fateful night of excess and recklessness could lead Claire straight into a drunken Ferrari crash disaster. One that could alter her life, and the lives of everyone around her, forever. A brewing storm behind Claire's smile. On the surface, Claire has been working overtime to redeem herself. After her dark past with Jordan was revealed, many in Genoa City doubted whether she could ever truly shake the shadows of her upbringing. But Victor Newman, ever the patriarch with a soft spot for second chances, when it suits him, opened the family fold to Claire, albeit with conditions. Nikki extended an olive branch, and even Victoria began to cautiously embrace her niece. But beneath her progress lies a storm of insecurity. Claire feels the weight of expectations pressing down on her. She's supposed to be the good Newman now, the one who rises above scandal and proves her worth. Yet Claire's struggles with identity and self-control may soon send her spiraling. The whispers around town? She's been leaning heavily on alcohol to numb her anxieties. The Ferrari. A symbol of power and recklessness. Enter the Ferrari, one of the Newman family's prized luxuries, parked outside the ranch like a glittering red temptation. For Claire, the sleek car becomes more than a status symbol. It's an escape, a chance to live wildly, even recklessly, for just one night. Driving it is like slipping into the Newman legacy fully, owning the family power and prestige in a way that no kind word or family dinner ever could. But power without control is a recipe for disaster. And when Claire pairs vodka shots with adrenaline, the stage is set for catastrophe in Genoa City. Spoilers tease that it all begins after a heated confrontation. Perhaps Adam needles Claire about being a charity case, or Nikki, in a moment of weakness, questions whether she truly trusts her. Either way, Claire ends up at the Genoa City Athletic Club bar, her composure unraveling as she downs drink after drink. By the time she stumbles out, keys in hand, she isn't thinking rationally. The Ferrari gleams under the moonlight, daring her to prove she's truly a Newman. Ignoring her better judgment, and perhaps even the pleas of someone who tries to stop her, Claire slides behind the wheel. The roar of the engine echoes down Genoa City's quiet streets. For a fleeting moment, Claire feels invincible. She speeds recklessly, Headlights blurring, heart pounding. But invincibility shatters in seconds. The crash. On a slick curve outside the city limits, Claire loses control. The Ferrari spins, metal grinding against guardrails before slamming into a ditch. The sound is deafening, shattering glass, screeching tires, twisting steel. By the time first responders arrive, the scene is nothing short of chaos. Smoke rises from the mangled car, headlights flickering. Claire, bloodied and barely conscious, is pulled from the wreckage. Her cries are fragmented, incoherent, fueled by alcohol and shock. The question on everyone's lips: did Claire crash alone, or was someone else in the car? Fallout for the Newman family. The disaster immediately becomes front-page news in Genoa City. Newman heiress in Ferrari crash blazes across headlines, threatening to taint the family's reputation yet again. Victor, furious and protective, scrambles to manage the narrative, but even his influence may not be enough to bury the scandal. Nikki is devastated, her maternal instincts colliding with the reminder of her own struggles with alcoholism. Seeing Claire succumb to the same demons is like watching history repeat itself in the most tragic way. Victoria, meanwhile, is torn between anger and heartbreak. She fought so hard to trust Claire, only to watch her niece destroy everything in a single reckless night. And Adam? He may seize the moment to point out how fragile Claire's redemption truly is, though whether his motivation is vindication or genuine concern remains to be seen. Legal consequences. Claire's crash doesn't just bring emotional fallout. It may also have legal consequences. Genoa City's police department can't turn a blind eye, even if her last name is Newman. If alcohol is proven to be a factor, Claire could face DUI charges, reckless endangerment, and possible jail time. The twist. If another passenger was involved and injured, whether a friend, foe, or love interest, Claire's guilt could deepen immeasurably. What if it was Kyle Abbott, who's been rumored to grow closer to her? Or perhaps Summer, who got caught in the chaos after a heated argument? The possibilities are endless, and each one threatens to ignite a new family feud. Redemption or ruin? The big question for Y&R fans is whether this storyline marks the beginning of Claire's downfall or sets her up for a more powerful redemption arc. Soap operas thrive on characters walking the line between tragedy and transformation, and Claire may soon be standing on that very edge. Will she accept responsibility for her actions, owning her mistakes and seeking help? Or will the Newmans close ranks, shielding her from consequences and unintentionally enabling her destructive behavior? Victor may be tempted to sweep the crash under the rug, but Nikki could resist, believing that Claire needs to face her demons head-on. Meanwhile, Victoria may struggle with guilt, wondering if pushing Claire too hard drove her to drink in the first place. A shocking twist ahead? Y&R thrives on dramatic twists, and this storyline has the potential to explode further. Imagine if the crash wasn't an accident at all. What if Claire swears she saw another car force her off the road? Could Jordan still be lurking in the shadows, orchestrating chaos in her twisted campaign of revenge? Alternatively, what if Claire wasn't drunk at all but was drugged at the bar by someone with an agenda? Perhaps a rival, or even Adam himself. The truth behind the crash could be more complicated than it seems, setting off a chain reaction of secrets and betrayals. Conclusion. The Young and the Restless has always delivered high-octane drama, but Claire's Drunken Ferrari crash promises to be one of the most explosive storylines in recent memory. It combines family loyalty, personal demons, and the intoxicating pull of power, all wrapped in a glittering red Ferrari that becomes both a symbol of her Newman identity and the instrument of her potential downfall. For Claire, the crash could be her ultimate reckoning. For the Newmans, it's another reminder that in Genoa City, one reckless decision can ripple across generations. And for fans, it's a storyline that will keep us glued to the screen, wondering whether Claire will rise from the wreckage stronger than ever, or be consumed by the disaster she created.